Hi class, welcome to BCA 104. So I'm going to continue on my videos on the command prompt. So I initially posted 3 videos regarding the command. So this will be the 4th video. Hope you guys are enjoying the videos and watching all the commands and practicing it. So this is Professor Tariq and let's continue on our command. So this is the document I've been using so far throughout my videos. So we will be starting from command number 15, which is the MD command. So MD stands for make directory. So we use MD or mkdir. So let me put it in here. So for those who are familiar with Unix, so they can understand that mkdir. So we can use MD or mkdir. So mkdir means make directory, or MD means make directory, MD. So basically this command is used to make a directory or directories at the command prompt window. So if you want to make a directory or multiple directories at the command prompt, through the command prompt, you use the MD or the mkdir command. Now, what's basically a directory? A directory is actually a folder. So a directory is actually a folder. Since we are using 2 different interfaces, so in Windows, we call a directory folder. And in DOS, or in the command prompt, we call a folder a directory. Okay, so the concept is the same. A directory holds files and subdirectories. So same thing with a folder holds a file and subfolders. Okay, so any directory, any folder you made, is the same. If you made it through the command prompt, we'll call it directory, but as soon as we switch to Windows, we'll call it a folder. So directory and folder are the same thing, but since we're using 2 different interfaces, that's why it have 2 different names. So in Windows, again, in Windows, which is a GUI, we call a directory a folder. And then in DOS, which is the command prompt, which is a CUI, we call a folder a directory. Okay, you can still call it a folder, but we use the word directory for a folder in the command prompt. The type is internal, and then the command syntax will be MD. Now it doesn't have to be in caps. Remember, I mentioned in my previous videos the command prompt is not a case sensitive. So we can type MD space and then the directory name. Now you do not have to put the directory names, then you put it in the screen. So let me go ahead and do it and show you how it works. So we'll be making some directories. So right now, the first thing we have to do, as usual, we got to go and open the command prompt window. So to get to the command prompt window, we need to go to start. And then from the start menu, I have to type CMD to search for the command prompt. And then we're going to hit open or you hit enter. That will open the command prompt window for you. So this is my command prompt. This is what we've been using in my previous videos. So in today's lecture, instead of me using my C drive and then user tnur, I will be using my external devices. So you can still do it here, but I just want to put it on an external device so nothing will be saved on my hard drive. So let me just go to File Explorer to show you what I'm referring to. So as soon as I click on File Explorer, and I'm gonna go to this PC from the navigation, and you can see I have 2 flash drive that's plugged in. So one is E drive, which I have a lot of work on it. So this is my main flash drive, and then the other flash drive I have is a blank flash drive, which I'll be using it for practice. So if you notice here, the USB D drive have nothing in it, okay? So I will be making folders and everything on my D drive, which I can later on go back and delete it. So this is just for practice purposes. Now again, as I said, you can always do it on the hard drive as well if you want. It's totally up to you where you want to practice these commands or where you want to do it. So in my case, I'm going to be using my external device, which is my flash drive. So right now, as I said, I have 2 flash drives. I have the D and the E. So I'll be using D and E in today's video a lot to copy, rename, delete, and stuff like that. Okay, so just to show you, the D drive is the one I'm going to be using, and it have nothing in it. You can see that. So I'm going to leave the screen open. Alright, so now I'm going to hop back to my command prompt. So this is my command prompt. Now we're going to switch the drive, as I mentioned in my previous videos, to go to another drive beside the C drive. You just type the drive label and then colon next to it, and then hit enter. So as soon as I type D colon, it took me to my D drive. So the D drive is basically is my flash drive D. So right now I'm on my flash drive. I'm on the D drive. So on my flash drive, if I type dir, which is directory, so I have nothing on my flash drive. So it says found not found, which means I have nothing on my flash drive, which I can show you right here. There's nothing on my flash drive. The flash drive is totally blank. All right, so let's go ahead and all right. So the first command for today, again, as I said, it will be the MD command. So we're gonna be making directories. So I'm gonna do it on my flash drive, which is the D drive. So clear the screen. All right, so I'm gonna type MD make directory space, and I'm calling that directory Tariq, and I hit enter. So now I have no error message. If you look on my screen, there is no error message. If there's error or if that directory already exists or something like that, you will get a message in between the command lines. So I have no error message. So my command line is showing. So now if I type dir, and now you can see it shows me right now I have one directory, dir, and that directory is Tariq, and the time and the date that directory was made. Now if I go to my file explorer real quick, you can see now on the D drive it made a folder called Tariq. So I did that through the command prompt. Okay, so I intentionally kept this open so I can jump back and forth to show you guys. See, I never went to like right click new, which is equivalent to that new folder. No, I did that through the command prompt. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a couple more drills on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and type MD space Monday, enter. There's a MD space work. So I just created two more directories. Now if I type dir, you guys can see it. They're on my list, Tariq, Monday, work. Now if I go to my file explorer, you can see those three folders were made. But again, I'm making them through the command prompt. Alright, now I'm gonna make a directory again, call it md space bca and then space 104. So I type make directory and then BCA, and then there's a space, and then 104. So I want to make a directory with the name BCA 104. Okay, so now I hit enter. As soon as I hit enter, I don't see any error message. So that means the machine accepted the command and it created the directory for me. So now if I type dir, now you can look at my directory. It basically made two directories. It made the BCA by itself and it made the 104 by itself. Wow. So what that means is I can create multiple directories at the same time. All I have to do is space the directories. So the number of spaces you keep type the directories, like space the name, space the name, space, you can create more than one directory at the same time. So let me go to Windows to show you. If I'm in Windows, and you can see it make a directory BCA and it makes a directory 104. Okay, so this is a quick way also to make directories. So if I want to make directories, again, to give you an example, if I want to make directories January, February, March, for example, right? So I'm going to say md space Jan space Feb space March space April space May. So how many directories I'm creating right now? I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As soon as I hit enter, it's done. Now if I type dir, all those directories were created. If I go to Windows, you can see now all my directories were made January, February, March, April. So this is really a quick way to make directories. So that's why I said you can make either a directory or multiple directories. Okay. So one more example. So if I type, oops. So if I type md space Tariq space Noor, so what's going to happen? It's going to make two directories. Now, probably I have Tariq already existed, so that's why it says the subdirectory of file Tariq already exists. So if I type dir, I can see it's right here on my list. Okay, so now if I want that directory to be generated, but I want it to be one word instead of the machine making multiple directories, then what we have to do is we're going to say md space, and then you put the double quotation, and then I'm going to type Tariq space Noor, and then close that quotation. So if you notice now, Tariq space Noor is within the double quotes. So which that means now, I'm telling the system, do not break this, do not create two directories. This is one word, this is one name. So as soon as I hit enter, I got no error message. If I type dir, now if you look on my directory, I have a directory called Tariq Noor with a space in between them as one directory instead of the machine breaking them into two directories. Now if I go to Windows, you can see that directory is on my list. Okay, so same thing. Let me give you one more example. If I want to create a directory called BCA space 104, so I can type MD space BCA space 104. But right now, if I do this, it's going to make two directories, right? Why? Because I did not put the double quotation, the before and after the name. So now what I'm going to do is going to go to the left of BCA with the double quotation, move my pointer, I'm using the arrow keys, go to the end of 104 and close those quotation. Oops, one more, and then close the quotation. So if you notice now, BCA 104 is within the double quotes, which means I'm making one directory with the name BCA and space and then 104. Now if I hit enter, it's done. If I type dir, I shall have a directory BCA 104 as one word. Initially when we did that, it split it into two. You see that? Because we did not put the double quotation that on before and after the BCA 104. So this is just to show you, you can make multiple directories or one directory at the same time on the command prompt. If I go to Windows, now I can see that directory BCA 104. See, I made all these directories through the command prompt, all these folders. So in Windows, I will call them folders, okay? But I'm dealing with them from the command prompt. So that's why I was using my blank flash drive, so you can clearly see what's basically happening. So this is how you make a directory, guys. So it's pretty much easy. You just MD. In Windows, of course, you're gonna right click, you're gonna go to new, and then you go to folder, and then you make a directory, right? Or you can go on the toolbar on the tab on the top, go to new, and then folder, and then make a folder. But the quick way to create folder will be through the command prompt if you know how to do it. And as I show you on my earlier practice, you can make more than one directory at the same time. Okay? All right. Let's move to the next command. So md. So let's try the mkdir. So we're gonna make a directory using the mkdir. So mk directory space, I'm gonna call it bccc. Hit enter, and it's done. Same thing. So now if I type dir, I should have a folder with the name bcc. Okay, so you can make a folder or a directory using md, or you can use mkdir. So the choice is yours, whichever you want. If md is easier for you, use md. If you want to use mkdir, you use mk. So normally in Unix, we use mkdir. So if you're familiar with Unix, we use mkdir to make a directory. All right, let's move to the next command. Next command is cd. So cd stands for change directory. So this command is used to change a directory at the command prompt window. And the type is internal. The syntax will be cd space and then the directory name. So for example now, I want to change my directory from D to one of these directories, okay? So I want to open one of these subdirectories. All these here are my subdirectories. So I want to open one of them. So my directory will change from D to whatever subdirectory. So I want to open, for example, this directory. I want to work with this directory Monday. I want to change my directory to one of these directories. I want to change my directories to one of these. Now, you cannot just change a directory to a directory that does not exist. So your directory must be a directory that you have already made. So the way directories works, is like generation, like parent, child, and so on. So all these directories right now highlighted on my screen, these are all the children of the D drive. So all these directories you see on my screen here, these are all the children of the D drive because I make them while I was on the D drive. Okay, so they are the children of the D drive. So to change my directory now, I'm just gonna type cd space, and then I'm gonna pick the directory I want to open. In this case, I want to open Monday. So as soon as I hit enter, now if you look on my screen, my directory changed, my command line changed now from D colon backslash to Monday, which means now I'm on a subdirectory called Monday. Okay, so I'm not on the D drive. I'm not on the D drive anymore. I'm not on the D drive or D directory anymore. I'm on the Monday directory. If I type dir here, it's just going to show me what's on the Monday directory. Okay, so I'm just going to repeat what we just learned, the mdcd, to make some subdirectories. So on Monday, I'm going to make 3 directories. I'm going to say md space Tuesday space school space job. So I'm making 3 directories at the same time. I hit enter, it's done. If I type dir, you guys can see those 3 directories were made. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna change my directory now from Monday to Tuesday. So I'm gonna say cd space Tuesday. So now if you notice, my subdirectory that's currently active is Tuesday. So I'm not on Monday anymore. I'm not on D anymore. Okay. So now if you look at the generation here, Tuesday is a child of Monday and Monday is a child of the D drive. Okay. So that D now is the grandfather. All right. So my current directory is Tuesday. Whatever I'm doing now, it's going to be happening on Tuesday, not on Monday, not on the D drive. But all these are the path, the address. Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing again. MD space. We're going to say Wednesday. Just coming up with the names. Space, class, space, PCA 104. So you can make more than 3 also. So I can say home. So I just made 4 directories on Tuesday. So I'm gonna type dir to check, so you can see now all my directories I made. Now by default, when you make a directory, it generates those 2 directories with the dots, but those does not hold any space. So 0 bytes is utilized. So even the new directories I made, they were all empty, so nothing in them. So now if I change my directory to Wednesday, I will type cd Wednesday. I hit enter. All right, I probably misspelled Wednesday. Yep, because see here on my list, I type Wednesday. So I've gotta create another one with the correct name because we haven't learned the rename yet. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make another one. So I'm gonna say MD space Wednesday. So I missed the S on the previous one. So I'm gonna now change that. So I'm gonna type dir. So you can see I have the Wednesday with the misspell and then the one with the correct spell. So now cd Wednesday. So now my directory is on Wednesday. See that? So I'm gonna do a couple more real quick. I'm gonna say md space Thursday space uh, movie space Alex space James. So I made 4 directories. dir. I can see them. I'm gonna change cd to Thursday. So now I'm on the Thursday directory. And then one more. We're gonna do md space Friday space. We're gonna say space December space Jan space October. Alright, so now if I type dir, I can see the directories I made, and then I can change my directory to Friday. Alright, very good. So now if you look at my directories, I started from D and I went all the way to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, right? So now if you look at the generation, Friday will be the child of Thursday. Thursday will be the child of Wednesday. Wednesday will be the child of Tuesday. Tuesday will be the child of Monday. Monday will be the child of the D drive, which is the root directory. So, so this is what we did now here. So like C, and instead of C, in my case, this is gonna be D drive because I'm using the D. So D, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Okay. So now D drive, basically your D drive, it's called the root directory. Okay. So this is where the generation started. So D is a root directory. Okay. And then anything on the root directory, all these directories are called the subdirectories. So anything on the root directory like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Thursday, and all that, those are called subdirectories. So a subdirectory is a directory inside a directory. That's what we call a subdirectory. Now, of course, just like generation, as I've been saying earlier, so D drive is the root, and like we are subdirectories, right? So I'm a subdirectory, which means all these subdirectories can be deleted. We all gonna die one day, right? So all these subdirectories can be deleted. But what's always gonna stay is the root directory. You cannot delete the root directory. Now, the only time you delete a root directory if you don't have a drive, okay? So if you don't have a C drive, you don't have a hard drive. If you don't have D, you don't have an external device, right? Or if you have a partition of your hard drive. So you will always have a root directory. So if you don't have a root directory, you don't have a computer. You don't have a drive. Okay? So all subdirectories can be deleted, but not the root directory. Root directory cannot be deleted. So you can always have a root directory, and that can be anything from A to Z. So A, B, C, D, depend on what drive you're working on. All right, very good. So next we're gonna go to the next command, which is cd dot dot. Cd dot dot, which is two dots. Now this command is used to close one directory at a time at the command prompt window. The type is internal, and you just type cd dot dot. Now basically, what it means is if I want to go to the parent of that directory. So if I want to go back from Friday to Thursday, right? So all I have to do is type cd dot dot. So two dots will close that one directory. So now if you notice, my directory went one level back. So it went from Friday to Thursday. So now currently I'm on the Thursday directory. If I do cd dot dot again, that will take me one level down. It will take me to Wednesday. If I do cd dot dot, it will take me back to Tuesday. Okay. Now remember, you're not deleting the directories. You're just closing the directories. Okay. You're going back to the parent of that directory. So let me open them again. So I'm gonna say cd Wednesday, cd Thursday, and then cd Friday. All right. So I'm back to Friday. So that's how you go back one level on your directories, guys. Next is almost the same command, cd dot dot backslash dot dot backslash. So what basically this means here is if you want to close more than one directory. So we know the cd dot dot closes one directory, but then if you add backslash dot dot, that will close another one. Backslash dot dot will close another one. So in this case, on the screen, on this example here, I'm closing three directories. So the first two dots is for the first directory, and then slash dot dot for the next, and then slash dot dot for the next. So you can close as many directories you want to go back. Okay. Now if you have 8 directories open and you want to go back 6 level, you can do cd dot dot 6 times. Okay. So this command is used to close multiple directories at the command prompt window at the same time. It's an internal command, and we're gonna use cd dot dot backslash dot dot backslash dot dot backslash dot, depending on how many levels you want to go back. So in this case, I'm on Friday, so I want to go all the way back to Monday. Okay. So how many directories I'm closing? I'm closing 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm closing 4 directories at the same time. So I'm gonna say cd dot dot. That will take care for the first directory, which is Friday, and then we're gonna say backslash and then dot dot, that will be Thursday, backslash dot dot, that will be Wednesday, and then backslash dot dot, that will be Tuesday. So cd dot dot is for the first, to close the first directory, and then backslash dot dot for the next one, backslash dot dot for the next one, backslash dot dot for the next one. So actually I'm not going to the root directory, I'm going to the subdirectory Monday. So as soon as I hit enter, you see it closes all those directories, it closed all these directories and took me back all the way to Monday. So currently now I'm working on the Monday directory. Okay, so you can close one directory at a time, you can close multiple at a time. Now, of course, you can close all of them at the same time, which we're going to learn next. So let me open the directories. Now, if I can close multiple directories at the same time, I can open all these directories at the same time as well. So instead of doing one at a time, like how I did it earlier, like CD Wednesday, CD Thursday, and all that, see here, that's a CD Wednesday. So that took me to Wednesday, and then I did CD Thursday. It took me. I could have done that straight shot, all of them at the same time. So to do that, I'm gonna say CD space after Monday. I go to Tuesday, and then backslash after Tuesday we have Wednesday. Now the only problem you may have doing this is if you don't know who's the child of who. But since I did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I know who's who. But if you don't know, then you just open one at a time. So like if I do Wednesday and then Friday, so look at my screen. As soon as I hit enter, it says the system cannot find the path specified. Because after Wednesday, I was supposed to go Thursday and then Friday. Okay, so if you miss one of the generations, it's not gonna work. It's gonna give you the same error message that I have on my screen right now. So if you don't know who is who or who's under who, you just have to do cd space, open that directory, and then enter, and then dir, see who are the children of that directory, and then pick one of them, and then dir, and then so on and so on. So again, as I said, since I know after Monday is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, so that's why I made the weekdays to make it easy for us to practice it. So I'm gonna say cd space after Monday, I go to Tuesday, and then backslash. Remember, we're using backslash, okay? So backslash after Tuesday, we have Wednesday, and then backslash. We're gonna go to Thursday, and then backslash Friday. So once I do that, now I'm back all the way to Friday. So currently, my active directory is Friday. Okay? Very good. So let's move on to the next command. The next command is cd backslash. Cd backslash is if you want to close all the directories, all the subdirectories at the same time. So when you do cd backslash, it basically closes all the subdirectories and it takes you back to the root directory. So it's an internal command and the syntax is cd backslash. All right, let's do it. So if I go to my command prompt and if I just type cd and then backslash and I hit enter, and you notice now all my levels are closed and I'm all the way on the root directory, and that's where the generation started. Okay, so now on the root directory, when I type dir, I will not be able to see Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because all I'll see is the children of the D drive, Monday. Because Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all those are sub generation, those are sub children. So it won't show on the root directory. Okay, so the next command that we will be going over is the tree command. This command is used to display the list of all subdirectories at the command prompt window. It's an external command. So this is an external command, and then we get this is going to type tree and then enter. Now, if you have a lot of commands, a lot of trees, subdirectories, and all that, which I'm going to give you an example, then we run the more command along with it. So more is if you want to break it line by line. If you want to go page by page, then we run the more command one. We add the pipe sign, that vertical sign on your keyboard along with the more command. So let's just do the tree command for now, and then we'll get back to the more and show you how it works. So let's go back to the command prompt. I'm going to type CLS. Alright, so now I'm going to type tree. I'm going to hit enter. As soon as I type tree, it gives me the family tree for the D drive. So it shows me here, alright, the D drive have Tariq, have Monday. See this line here? It's showing me the children. And then it says it got work, BCA, 104, Jan, Feb, all this belongs to who? The D drive. And then Tariq have no generation. And then Monday have a generation. Monday have Tuesday as a child and have school and have jobs. And then Tuesday have further children. So it shows me here I have Wednesday class, BCA 104 home. And then Wednesday further have a children. So this is like a family tree. So you can see who is who. So if I want to see who's the child Friday is, so Friday is a child of Thursday. See, I can follow this line here. Friday is a child of Thursday. Thursday is a child of who? Wednesday. Wednesday is a child of Tuesday. Tuesday is a child of Monday. Monday is a child of the D drive. So this is how you pull a family tree. Okay. So let me switch my drive now to the C drive, C colon, and then show you the more commands. So I'm on the C drive, but right now not on the C drive. Since you learned that, I'm on a subdirectory called tnoo, right? So I'm gonna type cd backslash. That will take me down to the root directory. So now on the C drive, okay, I'm on the root. So this is your hard drive, because on the hard drive you have a lot of subdirectories. All right, so let me type 3 now. As soon as I do that, now you can notice on my computer it shows a list of directories, and the screen keeps going on, keeps scrolling automatically. So it basically pulled my whole hard drive, and it shows me all the commands that I have, all the subdirectories, directories I have. Now Control C, if you do that, it will break it. Control and C, it will stop. It will break that list. So in that case, now we will be using the more command. So this is where the more option is kind of handy. So if you type tree space and then the pipe sign, this is on your keyboard, that vertical line, and then you put more. Okay. So this key is in your keyboard, guys, the pipe sign. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. So I'm gonna say tree space, and then we gonna put the pipe sign, which is with the backslash. That key is with the backslash, so you have to hold the shift and then more. So now when I do that, it's gonna run the first page for me. See that? And now you hit the space bar and it keeps going to the next page. So now you can read page by page, and if you're doing a search or investigation or something, you can go through all the directories one at a time and see what's the directory and all that stuff. So the more will display at the bottom as well. If you notice here, there's more at the bottom. So that's telling me there are more directories, more directories, more directories. Now, once you get to the directory you want, you found it, you just hit Control C. That will exit that command, because else you will be pushing that space bar for a minute, because the C drive have a lot of subdirectories. All right, let me switch back to D drive and then dir. So this is the directories again. One more time, the recap for the tree. We type tree, enter. It gave me the whole directory, right? Now, if I just want to see the directory for Monday, just want to see the Monday family, you can do that too as well. So in that case, you type tree, space, and then specify the directory you want to see. So in this case, I say, hey, show me the family for Monday. As soon as I hit enter, now it's only going to show me the family for Monday, instead of showing me all the other directories as well. So this is the Monday family now. So I can see now Monday have Tuesday, have school and job, and then so on and so on and so on. Okay, so this is how we see a directory and all that. Now, let me show you this. Let me minimize my command prompt for a minute, and this here for a minute, and this for a minute. Let me just copy something real quick. Let me copy this file. I'm just gonna copy a file. Okay, I'm just gonna copy this. Once I copy, I'm gonna go to File Explorer. I'm gonna go under Monday. I'm gonna go under Tuesday. I'm gonna go Wednesday. Oh, that's the wrong Wednesday I picked. Alright, so we know Wednesday and then Thursday. So inside Thursday, I'm gonna paste it. I'm gonna paste this file. So we're just gonna paste it. See, I just pasted a file called youtube.png. I just pasted inside the Thursday folder. Okay, you see that? So see, it's on the D drive, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday. Right here, this file. Now, when I go to the tree command, so let me do it. Tree space Monday. Now all it shows me is the list of directories. I don't see that file, YouTube. Okay, So this is really good if you're investigating a machine or if you want to see if somebody hides something or put something in a subfolder or whatever. So then in that case, we can use the help for the tree command. So we can say help space tree and see if there's a switch which can help you to do that thing. So /f displays the name of a file in each folder. That's it. So now, since I got that /f, then I'm going to say tree /f space Monday. Now, what that means is I'm telling the computer to show me all the family trees for Monday and also show me if they have any files in them. As soon as I hit enter, now you can see that file YouTube is showing it's under Thursday folder. See? So sometimes people be like, hey, nobody can get to my file because I hide it in a subfolder. But technically, look, it can be easily received. It can easily be found. So by using this command, I easily can see if you have any files, any movies, um, any pictures or whatever in a subfolder. I can easily find that out. Now, if you just do the tree command without the /f, it will not show the files. It will only show you the subdirectory. See? Now I don't see that file, the YouTube file. Now if I do the same thing, tree/f space Monday, so now this is going to open up everything and also pull the files as well. So that the switches are basically very important, guys. Make sure you practice them and see what they do. And again, as I mentioned in my previous videos, there are some commands which have a switch, some don't have, some have a lot. So it's always good to see what's the output with those switches. All right, so I'm gonna clear my screen. All right, now our next command will be RD. RD means remove directory. So if I want to remove a directory, in other words, if you want to delete a directory, okay? So in Windows, it's kind of pretty easy. If you want to delete a directory, all you do is just right click on the directory and you hit delete and it deletes it, right? Or you press delete from the keyboard and it deletes it. So different ways to delete it. You can go also on your tab on the top here on the toolbar. You hit delete and delete. But since we're dealing it on the command prompts, I'm going to delete all these directories one at a time, or I can do all of them at the same time if I want to do that, because as I said, this command RD is used to delete a directory or directory. So when we say directories, that means more than one. So if I can make more than one directory at the same time, I can delete more than one at the same time as well. All right, so it's an internal command, and then the syntax will have to do RD space and then the directory name. Now, if the directory you want to delete have two words, so as we did earlier when we created them, you make sure they in the double quotation. The name is in the double quote for the one you want to delete. Okay, so let's go ahead and drill this real quick. All right, so I'm gonna type dir. So in this case, I want to delete this directory Tariq. So if you see, I have 14 directories here. So I'm gonna say rd space Tariq. Now, as soon as I hit enter, I don't see any error message. The directory is deleted. So if I type dir again, you always have to refresh your screen. You type dir. So now I have 13 directories left. So I had 14, but once I deleted Tariq, so now I have 13. If I go to Windows, you can see now on that directory, Tariq is gone. I have Tariq Noor, but Tariq is gone. So I want to delete this now, 104, and I want to do this one, April, this two. I want to delete this two at the same time. So to delete this two at the same time, I'm gonna type rd space 104 space APR, April. I hit enter. I don't get an error message. Two directories were deleted at the same time. I hit dir. Now I'm down to 11 directories. And if I go to Windows, you can see those two directories were deleted. Okay? So let me go ahead now and delete the rest of the directories. Now, the only directory you won't be able to delete for now is Monday. So if I type rd Monday, it's gonna tell you the directory is not empty, okay? And we know why, because inside Monday we have subdirectories Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and so on. So I will come back to Monday. So for a minute, I'm gonna wait and delete the rest. So we're gonna do some housekeeping right now, delete all the work, all the directories that we made earlier. So I'm gonna type dir. So I'm gonna say rd space work space BCA space Jan space Feb space March space May space Nur space BCC. So I'm deleting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 directories within that command. So RD, remove directory, which directories? I'm removing work, I'm removing BCA, January, February, March. Now, if you want to add those two guys too, you can do that, but we have to put them in a quotation, double quotation. I'm going to say Tariq Noor, quotation, space, and then double quotation again, BCA, space 104. So I'm deleting all these directories at the same time. I hit enter. I don't see any error message. All the directories were gone. If I type dir, now if you see I had 11, I'm down to 1 now. If I go to Windows, all my directories were deleted and I have only Monday. Alright, very good. One more. So now how do we delete Monday? So if I type rd space Monday, if I type rd, it's telling me the directory is not empty, right? So now we're going to use help space rd and see if there's a switch. And definitely there is one, /s. It says removes all directories and files in the specified directory. So this is the directory switch we need. So we're going to say rd/s space Monday. So now what I'm telling the system is delete the whole Monday generation. So all the files, all the subdirectories, everything will be deleted. So by adding that /s next to rd. So as soon as you enter, the machine will prompt you, will ask you, hey, are you sure? Are you really sure you want to delete the whole generation, the whole subdirectories? So if you press Y, it's yes. If you press N, it's no. So I'm going to press Y. As soon as I hit Y, it's a yes. It's done. So now if I type dir, now I have nothing on my flash drive. Everything is deleted. If I go to Windows, you can see now my D drive is blank. I made directories and I deleted them through the command prompt. Okay, so let's move on to the next command. So that was the rd command. Our next command is to delete or erase a file. Now, before I erase or delete a file, I want to go down to the copy command. So I'm going to start with the copy command and then I'll hop to those again. So copy, basically, this command is used to copy a file or files at the command prompt. So if you want to copy a file from one drive to another drive or from one directory to another directory, we use the copy command. Okay, so just like how we do in Windows, we copy and then paste, so you can do the same thing through the command prompt. Now, it's an internal command. The syntax will be, we have to say copy space, the file name that you want to copy, dot the extension of it. The extension is basically displayed next to the file name, and then space, and then where you want to copy it to your target drive. So I can send them to the E drive, the G drive, K drive, L drive, or whatever. If it's in a subdirectory, then you have to write the whole path. We have to say D:/ Monday / Tuesday / Wednesday. So that file will be copied inside the Wednesday folder. Okay, so there are some files which I will share with you guys in the modules on Canvas. It will say DOS data files. So if you want to download that folder and then extract it, you'll be able to see the files that I'm going to show you right now, and then you guys can play with those files to practice those commands. So instead of using your personal files, you can use this file. So I'm going to go to my other flash drive now. So if I go to this PC, I'm going to go to my other flash drive, and then I have a folder here called DOS. I'm going to go to the DOS and then the DOS data file. So I'm sharing this folder with you, DOS data file. It will be in the module folder, guys. So you guys can download it. I will make it a zip because it have a lot of files in it. See all these files here? So you can have this and you can practice the delete command, the renames and all that, okay? But if you don't want to download them, that's totally up to you guys. But you can use your personal files as well to do that. Alright, so I'm going to go to the command. So this will be my E drive. E drive, DOS, and then DOS data files. So if I go to the command prompt and I switch to E:, so now I'm on my E drive. Okay. So right now I just jump to my E drive. So from E drive, I will change my directory to CD DOS. Remember, we just learned that the DOS directory. Inside the DOS, if I type dir, it says, hey, there's two directories. One is DOS data file, one is material. So I want to go to the DOS data file. I want to go inside this folder. Now, since this have two words, there is space between them. Remember how we did it earlier? So we're going to say cd space, quotation, and then DOS space, and then data files. Again, this is not a case sensitive, so you can put all in uppercase, lower, as long as you spell them properly. As I hit enter. So now if I type dir, it's going to give me all the list of files. And this is the files which I just show you. It's right here in Windows, okay? But I'm pulling them through the command prompt. So it shows I have 41 files, 2 directories, and this much amount of bytes are free, and then this much amount of bytes I have used, okay? So I'm going to just randomly pick a file just to show you how to copy. I'm going to start with a small one. So let's say this file here, hardware PPT. I want to copy this to my other flash drive. Okay, so I'm going to copy it from here to my other flash drive. So let's do it. So I'm going to say copy space the file name, which is hardware.ppt is the extension. So I'm copying this file here, hardware.ppt, into my D drive, D colon. See that? So the syntax is copy space the file name dot the extension of it, and then your target destination, which is right now my D drive. As soon as I hit enter, it says one file copied. See? So one file is copied to my D drive. Now if I go to my Windows, so let me just open another window so we can see both of them. So I'm just gonna open another file explorer window and then go to my other flash drive instead of me shutting down. Alright, so you can see now that file hardware PPT is sitting on my D drive. And I copy that file from this directory here, from this list. So let's do another one. So we're gonna pick a small like product, maybe, alright, I just wanna pick as fonts, right? Fonts.xls. So we're gonna copy that file. So we're gonna say copy space fonts.xls space d colon. So I'm copying this file here, fonts.xls. Again, this files will be available for you guys. It's in the modules. It will say DOS data file. It's a zip folder. You download it and then you extract it, and then you should have access to all these files, and you can practice the same commands. So I hit enter. As soon as I hit enter, it says files copied. So if I type if I go to my D drive from here and I type dir, so it shows me I have two files, hardware and I have fonts. Now if I go through Windows, I can show you that there are two files sitting on my drive. And I copy them from my other flash drive. I copy them from here. But I'm not using Windows. We're tackling this through the command prompt. Okay, very good. So now let's do another one, dir. Oh, I have to go to my E drive because that's where my files are. dir. So we can pick a file. Now, if a file have two words, if it have a long name, remember we have to put it in a quotation mark. So if I want to copy one file from here, like for example, invoice form.wk4. So I'm gonna say copy space and then double quotation and then the file name, which will be invoice space form.wk4, and then you close the quotation. So why did I put the file name and extension in a double quotation? Because the file have two words. There's a space between, because this is a Windows file. It was generated in Windows, so that's why I have spaces between the name. So now when I hit enter, no, not enter yet, it has space, the destination, so D colon. So I want to put them, copy this file into my D drive. So I hit enter, it says one file copied. Now if I switch to my D drive and I type dir, you can see now that file is copied. If I go to Windows, this should show you this file is right here, invoice WK4. Okay, so you can also copy multiple files if you want. So like more than one file. So if I type dir, now in this case, let me go back to my Word document so I can type something real quick. So when you want to copy or delete or rename multiple files, we use something called wildcards. Wildcards. Now wildcards is basically a combination of asterisk. So you have asterisk and you have the question mark. So we use asterisk and we also use a question mark. Okay, so whenever you talk about okay, whenever you talk about wildcard, so we think about the asterisk and we also think about the question mark. So asterisk, one asterisk represents 255 characters, and one question mark represents one character. Okay, so if I go to my directory, so if I say, hey, if I type dir, it shows me like 41 files, but I want to just see all the files that have the XLS extension, right? So now I'm gonna say dir space asterisk dot asterisk dot XLS. So what basically I'm doing, I'm pulling the directories for all the files that have the extension XLS. So that one asterisk represents all the files, okay? 255 characters. As soon as I hit enter, it tells me, hey, there are 27 files. What's common in these 27 files? Look at the extension are all XLS. Okay. Same thing. I can play with this. I can say dir asterisk dot show me if there is any PNG file, if there's any picture file, right? Oops. Alright, so I think I changed the font again. And I'll go back to 24. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna go back here. Gonna say dir and then show me all the files with the extension PNG. If I have any, it says, hey, you do not have any files that have PNG as extension. So okay, dir, show me all the files that are DOC, a Word document. It says yes, there are 2 files. See how I quickly got to the files I want? But basically when I do dir, it's showing me 41 files. So when you use wildcards, it makes the file pretty much easy. Now, if I want to use question mark, I will use dir space. Say, okay, show me a file that the name is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The characters are 5 dot, and I don't know what the extension is. The extension maximum is 3 characters. So by putting 5 question marks here in the file name area, that means I'm telling the machine the file name have to be 5 or less, but not more than 5. Okay, now as soon as I hit enter, it's gonna give me all the files I have with the name are 5 or less, and there are 2 files. See, it finds fonts and it finds cells. But when you do asterisk, asterisk goes from 1 to 255. Now, if I had a file that have 6 letters in it, it will not have shown up with this command because I blocked myself by mentioning 5 question marks only. So if you are not sure about the file name, how long the file is, or how small it is, then just leave it as asterisk, okay? So let's get back to the copy command. So when I type dir space asterisk dot XLS, show me all the Excel files, 27 files. Now I want to copy all these files to my other flash drive, all the Excel files, okay? So we're going to do the same thing. Now I'm going to say copy space all the files that have XLS extension space to my D drive. See? I'm copying 27 files at the same time. So I'm going to hit enter. And if you notice now, all these files are being copied. And it's telling me this file font is already there. Do you want to overwrite it? I'm going to press yes, because we had already copied that before. So now it tells me 27 files are copied. Very good. So if we go back to the D drive now, and I type dir, you can see now all those files are copied. So in other words, I made a backup of those files into my other removable device. If I go to Windows, now see, I'm on the D drive. All the Excel files are copied here. All my Excel files are copied. There were 27 files, and then there were the 2 we copied earlier, the PowerPoint and the WK4. So a total of 29 files altogether in this drive. Okay? Very good. So you can copy a file or you can copy multiple files if you want using the wildcard. So that's the copy command. Now we can go back to the other commands that are left. So I'm getting back to my commands. Alright, so now I'm gonna go to rename and then I'll do the delete at the end. All right, rename. So we just did copy 24, and now I'm gonna do rename. So rename, the name says it all. Rename, to change the name. So if you want to rename a file, you don't like the name or you misspell the name of the file, you want to fix it. Don't delete it and do it again. You can simply rename a file. Okay. So to rename a file, the definition this for this command. This command is used to rename a file or files at the command prompt. So which means I can rename more than one file at the same time. All right, so it's an internal command, and then the syntax is you will type ren, so you don't have to write the whole word rename. So it'll be ren space, and then the all file name dot extension. All file name dot extension means the file that's already on your list, the old file which already exists, and then space, and then the new name, whatever you want to name the file, and then dot the extension. Now, mostly when you rename a file, we recommend you keep the same extension as the old file, just change the name. Because if you change the extension, that will change the format of your document as well. Then you might not be able to open the file. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and do it. So, for example, I'm gonna do this in here. I want to rename a file. Okay, so I wanna go ahead and rename my files. I'm gonna type clsdir. So we just gotta pick one of the files from here. So I just want to pick an easy one. So let's say this file here, invoice form WK4. Okay, this is the file. I want to rename it to invoices. Add an S to it and then keep the rest. So, or maybe just invoices .wk4 instead of form. So I'm gonna use the same syntax we just learned. So I'm gonna say ren space the old file name. The old file name is invoice space. All right, since it's a words, is a two words. Remember, we have to put it in the quotation. Okay, so quotation, and then invoice space form dot wk4. That's the old file name. Space. I want to rename it to invoices dot wk4. Okay, so I'm renaming this file here, which is on my list. It's showing here invoices, some invoice space form dot wk. This is the existing file name, which I put it in the double quotation because there's a space between the file name, and then I gave it a new name, which is invoices wk4. Now I hit enter. I don't see any error message. It's done. If I type dir, now if you look on my new list, my new directory, it will read invoices WK4 instead of invoice form. So I was able to change it. Now same thing if I want to change it to my name. So I'm gonna say REN space the old file name, which is invoices.wk4 space, I'm gonna call it Tariq.wk4, and I hit enter. It's done. If I type dir, so now I shall have the file Tariq instead of invoice. So that's how you rename a file. Now, of course, in Windows, if you want to rename a file, yeah, simply you just right click on it and then you go down to rename. You click on rename and then that will change the name. Now this is Windows 11. In Windows 10, if you go down the list, it should be rename and then you click on rename. Okay. All right, so that's how you rename a file. Now, if you want to rename multiple files, we can do that. Now, again, when it says multiple, remember we can use what? The wildcards, okay? So if I type dir, so these are the files I have on my list. So I want to rename these files here. See the ones that says 2002, 2002? I want to change the 2002 files, all the files that have 2002 to 2022. Okay. Now, right now I only see two, but just let's pretend you're working in a company. There's thousands of files, right? I want to change the date to today's date to today's year, right? So if the files were reading 2019, I want to change them to 2020. Instead of doing one at a time, I can just do all of them at the same time. So this is how you now rename multiple files. So again, my main focus is changing the 2002 to 2020. I don't care about the rest. All this will stay as is, okay? The only part I'm renaming is the first part, the 2002 to 2022. Okay, you see that? I have two files. So once I do the rename, it should take care of it. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna say REN space, and then we're gonna say 2002 asterisk. Okay, so I'm telling the machine rename all the files that starts with 2002, and then I don't know what's after 2002 because I put an asterisk, and then dot, and then asterisk for the extension, or you can put three question marks. Okay, so rename all the files with 2002 with any extension space to a new name 2022, and then asterisk dot asterisk. Oops. All right. So I'm asking the machine to rename all the files that are on my list that starts with 2002 and anything after 2002 and any extension to 2022, anything after that and any extension. So as soon as I hit enter, the machine went and find all the 2002 files and renamed them to 2022. There's no error message. That means it went through. I hit dir now to check it. Now, if you look at my list, my 2002 files are renamed to 2022. This is cool, right? So I renamed two files at the same time. Now, the only thing that was renamed was the 2002. The rest stays as is. See? The rest is as is. So one more example. If I want to change this 2002 back to, 2022 back to 2002. So I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to say REN, rename space 2022, and then anything after 2022 dot any extension space. Now, if you have a specific extension, you can put that extension. But since I don't know how many files I have, so I'll leave it asterisk and rename them back to 2002, and then anything after 02, which means they will stay the same, and then dot, and then any of the extension because I'm not changing the extension. I hit enter, it's done. So now if I type dir, 2022 files are renamed to 02. So this is how you rename multiple files. All right, let's move to the next command. And that will be the last command for this video and also for the dot session for the BCA 104 class. And that will be the delete command. So delete is like RD, remove a directory, but this is to delete a file. Now we can use delete or we can use erase. So this command is used to either delete or erase a file or multiple files at the command prompt window. It's an internal command, and then to delete a file, you type either del or erase, and then space file name dot extension, and then you hit enter. So let me go back to my directory. Now if I type dir, so we can just pick one of the files from here that I want to delete. So let's say I want to delete this file, employees.xls. I don't want that file anymore. If you look, I have 29 files. Once it's done, I will have 28. So I'm going to say del space, and then you have to make sure the file is spelled properly, employees.xls. So I'm deleting a file called employees.xls. I hit enter, and there's no error message. That means the machine took my command. Now if I type dir to refresh my screen, I'm down to 28 files and I don't see employees on my list. Okay, so if I want to delete this file Tariq WK4, I'm gonna say del space, or let's try the erase now. Erase space Tariq dot WK4. So I'm erasing, I'm deleting that file. I hit enter, it's done. If I type dir, I'm down to 27 files now. We good? So now if I want to delete all the files with the extension XLS, I don't want all these files. So now we can use the wildcard. So I'm going to say del space asterisk, which means all the files, and then dot with the extension XLS, delete all the files with the extension XLS. I hit enter and it's done. So now if I type dir, I only have one file now left. It's called hardware. See? All the Excel files were deleted. If I go to my Windows folder, you guys can see that on the D drive. Now I only have one file left, which is the PowerPoint. Now if I want to delete that file as well, I can just type del, or we can do the erase in this case. I mean, either one, both of them should work. Erase, space, and then the file name, which is hardware dot PowerPoint. I hit enter, it's done. If I type dir, I have nothing now on my flash drive, everything is deleted. If I go back to my Windows folder, to my flash drive, you can see now my D drive is empty. I have nothing on it. So with that, it concludes my Windows command prompt session for the BCA 104 class. So we will run through a lot of commands, probably 24 of them. So please make sure you practice, and you practice. The more you practice, the better you get at the commands. And again, as I said, all these files are available for you. So the DOS data file, it will be on Canvas under modules. So it should be a module that says data files. You just download that and then extract it, and you will have access to all these files. And then you can practice how to rename, how to delete, how to move, like copy and all that. Okay, so thank you for watching again. This is Professor Tariq Noor, and these videos were made for the BCA 104 class, and I hope you enjoyed all the videos. Please make sure, as I said, you watch the videos over and over and you practice the commands. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.